Tony Messia with the Charlotte Ledger. It's Flyover Friday, in which we go up close in some of Charlotte's biggest developments, along with our partners, the 5 and 2 project. Today, we're taking you to Commonwealth. No, not Britain, Canada, and Australia. We're going to the Commonwealth development, right here in the middle of Plaza Midwood. They've got a mix of apartments, office space, retail. It's a project by Crosland Southeast and Nuveen Real Estate at the intersection of Central and Pecan Avenues on what used to be a big surface parking lot. Today we're talking to Bobby Spear of Crosland Southeast about the vision for this and where it's going. So Bobby, what's the vision for this project?
So the vision is to create a transformative project in the heart of an already thriving neighborhood. So we wanted to come into Plaza Midwood that already has all the great fundamentals of residential, restaurants, and bars, and really add to that mix and create a true gathering place in the heart of the neighborhood.
So you have nearly 400 apartments, 150,000 square feet of office, ground floor retail component. How do you develop all of that and still keep the character of Plaza Midwood?
Great question. We spent a lot of time on that. So we started not with design, but with talking to the community. So we sent out a survey, 25 questions. We got 4,000 responses in the first couple of weeks. And all those questions were around, what does the community want to see here? And then once we got done with our design process, we went back to the community and said, hey, how did we do? So we want to be an extension of the neighborhood as opposed to creating our own little pod outside the neighborhood. So Commonwealth extends through. The entire project is lined with retail, activation, large sidewalks, landscaping, green spaces. And so everything that we've done at a ground floor level really engages the pedestrian and the neighborhood to invite them into this place, to be their gathering place, to be their living room within the community. We also kept these 2 vintage buildings, 100-year-old buildings that were very important to the community and important to us. And so we're adaptively reusing these buildings as the heart and soul of this project.
One of the more intriguing parts about this development is the 150,000 square feet of office space. There aren't a lot of developers building new office space right now just because of market conditions. This is the piece right behind us here. What is the thinking on the office and why is now a good time to do that?
You'll see in Plaza Midwood is all the fundamentals are here. Like I said, you've got all the cool factor that people want to work close to. You're also a mile from uptown. And so putting 150,000 square feet of office was important to us here. It creates a daytime energy, daytime population for our restaurants, for our retailers, and we felt like that was one of the only missing pieces, and so we think office is going to thrive in this environment.
What are some of the design features of this development that you're proud of?
We spent a lot of time really focused on the materiality of the exteriors. A lot of those elements kind of harken back to the history of the vintage buildings and what this site was before. So we're nodding to the past, but we're also looking to the future and how we're designing it architecturally. The green space and the linear park are also really important features. So really providing an area that's kind of missing from the neighborhood today for people to really come and spend time and sort of own this place as their own. And then one day we'll have a linear park in the rear as well.
What are some of the challenges of developing this site?
12 acres sounds like a lot of property, but when you are putting this many uses this close together inside a neighborhood, there are just challenges to constructability and to making sure that all the uses sort of fit together really well. We are adjacent to a couple transit corridors, one being 74, one being an active rail. Those cause challenges. There's a water table on site that we had to work around.
A lot of the leaders in Plaza Midwood are working toward making it one of the city's first social districts, an area where you can walk around with open containers of alcohol. Is that part of the considerations here, and how do you envision that playing out?
Plaza Midwood Neighborhood Association made us aware that they're applying for a social district. You know, I think a lot of our tenants here will be interested in being a part of that down the road. Time will tell, but we know that's in the works and think it could be something that is a part of this development as well.
What can you tell us about the mix of retailers that you hope to have in here?
We're really excited about the retailers that we're talking to right now. We want really strong operators, but at the same time, we want operators to understand what it means to fit inside this neighborhood and to really embrace the community. We're working through a number of food and beverage operators. We also have some soft good operators that I think are going to create a really interesting mix here. So I think the combination of those local operators plus some regional and national operators are going to give us a really healthy tenant mix that the community should be really proud of down the road.
What are we looking at as far as the timeline of finishing the apartments and the office, and what are those apartments going to look like when they're finished?
So those apartments will start delivering in May all the way through September. And from an amenity standpoint, you know, we got an elevated pool deck, we got a rooftop lounge, we're going to have, you know, fitness right in the heart of Plaza Midwood with all the ground floor retail that you would expect. The office is going to deliver in fall of next year. And then the retail will deliver right around the same time, kind of late Q2, Q3 of 2024.
All right, Bobby, thanks a lot. On behalf of the Charlotte Ledger and the 5 and 2 project, thanks for watching.